Hey everybody, it's Tom from the Marvelous Donohues. How y'all doing today?
Hey, it's Cathy, you guys. We're doing something a little bit different because we got off work and there was a lot going on, and I was like, we haven't made a video, so I'm like, we need to shoot a video, Tom, but as usual, I want to cook us a meal.
People asked us, hey, Marvelous Donohues, where are some of those Mandalorian review shows? And I said, well, work and taxes and celebrate my lovely wife's birthday last weekend. Woohoo! Woo! If you haven't seen some of our shorts on YouTube, please watch them. We have a birthday cake one, and we're going to have some other ones come out. But anyway, we have been waiting for y'all to watch the shows, and so now we're gonna review some of them. So
yes, we are going to review some, you guys. And if you're new here, my name is Cathy.
My name's Tom.
And we are the Marvelous Donohues.
That's right. And Mandalorian, okay, so all the episodes, all 8 episodes are out now. So if you haven't watched them, please watch them so we can talk about them. We're on episode 4, and we're going to do 4 and 5 today. We've kind of lumped them together a little bit, so if you haven't watched our last video, we did 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, so go back and watch those if you haven't watched them, and then watch everything else.
That's right. That we've ever done in the history of our lives together. Yeah. So please do that. That's a lot of work, but you know we love you guys. And I want to first give a shout out to all our subscribers. We are steaming, and I do mean steaming, to 200 subscribers. So we do appreciate everybody who's subscribed. And we've gotten some great folks from Instagram. If you haven't checked our Instagram page out, we have a lot of great pictures in there and a few little videos in there. So check those out. And tell your friends, your family, everybody you know, and make some new friends and tell them too. So
yes, please do, you guys. And listen, we are going. I'm sorry, I'm not on camera. I'm looking crazy. I'm fixing food. I don't even know my
Hi, cutie.
My nostrils. Sorry about that, you guys. But I'm fixing food, and that's what I'm doing. So,
life of a YouTuber, we multitask.
Multitask.
That's right, multitask.
I know. We sound like Brick now, talking like that.
That's right.
But anyway, let's get on to the video time.
Do you want to pick up where we left off in episode 3? Some of your chagrin. We'll use an old fogey term, chagrin.
Listen, all I'm saying is that I felt like it renewed itself with this one, because just like I showed you last time, that guy off CNN, you know, I felt like it had gone off the rails, for real.
Yeah, episode 3, that ending, we won't go into it. You definitely go back and watch our video on that. But we thought it was taking kind of a nosedive. And we thought, hey, Dave, John, save us.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, who are the masterminds behind this. We'll call this an epic series, because it is a great series. It really is. And 4 and 5... have redeemed itself, at least from what we see and we know.
Oh, you know what else I'm excited about, you guys? The thing with Lizzo and Jack Black. Oh, we haven't watched it yet, you guys. We're going to watch it tonight after this. But I am so excited about this. I am a huge Lizzo fan. You know, she's representing for the big girls, okay?
Whoop, whoop.
So I can't wait to see that. I'm excited. If you've seen it, don't spoil it for me. But let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So when we last left our heroes and villains, episode 3 was taking a nosedive. But episode 4, where do we pick up? We pick up at a Mandalorian training camp.
Oh, yes.
And Katie Sackhoff, who's Bo-Katan. We'll get her name right one of these days. Anyway, she and Grogu, they're hanging out training, and they're helping training. And you know, Katie Sackhoff, her character is coming around to being a Mandalorian.
The old way. This is the way.
This is the old way. And you know, Grogu, of course, touching as always, moving little rocks with his mind. I like that. I love Grogu. I hope you all love Grogu too. And anyway, Mandalorian's there, and The one thing that happened early, I'm looking down at my notes, so if you see me gazing up and down, I'm not drunk or anything. I'm just talking and looking. Anyway, so Baby Grogu is been teamed up to fight another Mandalorian.
And I was like, you guys, I'm like, what? But you know, when Daddy said fight, he's like, I know what you can do.
That's right.
You
Got
go
these
ahead.
darts. They've got these wrist darts or something.
And he's like, you better go ahead and fight, boy.
And Grogu is funny because he's like, he's thinking to himself, oh, I don't know, should I use my powers? Should I do this and that? And so he's down like 2 darts to 1, and then all of a sudden, Baby Grogu's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna end this thing. So he's like, broop, 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 broop. And he plugs the guy with 3 darts and wins the competition. So it was very very funny. And you know what I like about Marvel? You know what I like about Marvel is I like the fact that they elevate. They elevate women. They elevate the power of women. And Katie Sackhoff's character is rising. And in this one, of course, there's has to be the fight. There's a big pterodactyl that comes down, steals that one little son of those guys.
Yeah.
And they herd everybody together and go, you know what? We gotta save that child. And of course, the guys in the group are like, oh, let's just go grab it and do all this stuff. And Katie's like, yeah, let's get a little better plan together. So, long story short, Bo-Katan, that's her name, leads this party, rescues the child, and endears herself in the good graces of the armorer, who's making her different armor.
Yeah.
And
because she did that, she was like, hey, you prove yourself worthy, and I'm going to make you some armor to go on to your what is it, uniform?
Yeah, uniform, outfit, whatever you want to call it.
Because the Mandalorian, since he rescued Baby Grogu, they gave him all that, y'all remember that, gave him all that precious armor to be able to make himself a little suit. Plus, he made a little chain for Grogu. Y'all don't know he got some little armor up under there.
In the last season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Bo-Katan.
I'm sorry if I say Boca Raton. Y'all leave me alone. Don't come after me, okay?
Bo-Katan.
Yeah. She realizes how important it is to be a part of a group, to have somebody. Because
she didn't have anybody for a long time.
Right.
Remember remember after the last season, she had some folks that finally left.
And she was able to find herself. She was able to find her place. And you guys, that's what everybody's looking for.
That's right.
Everybody's looking for their place to belong. And now that she's found her place, she feels better about, because remember, she was talking how stupid it was to wear the
helmet.
And she was like, that's the old way. That's the old way. But when the lady, the armor, was like, hey, listen, you're part of our clan now. And it's like, this is the way.
Yeah.
So when they said, we're going to go rescue this boy, the big guy, I was like, I thought he was finna say, we ain't finna go do it. But they was like, we are going to do it. We're going to go get this boy and save him. We've had too many foundlings lost to this crazy pterodactyl.
Yeah.
And we're going to go get them. So she leads the party, and like Tom says, rescued him, endeared herself to everybody, and you're like, listen, this is the new way. We're going to be a better, stronger clan.
That's right.
So fast forward to episode 5?
Yep. So at the end of 4, of course, Grogu gets a little badge. So armor makes a little badge and makes a little armor for Bo-Katan, and that's where 4 ends. But like we said at the beginning, we feel like that Star Wars, they redeemed themselves. They came out of that tailspin from 3.
Yeah.
And but the story is easy to follow.
Right.
And that's what I think is simplicity. I think is the magic of the show, of the series.
And they want the magic of the show is in simplicity, but it's also the feeling. You can't take out the feeling. You guys hear something? That's me opening and closing drawers. Sorry about that. You can't or shouldn't. You can, but it's not smart to take the heart out of a story.
Right.
And I think with the other people that they were showing or whatever was going on in that other episode, people didn't like it because you're watching it for a Grogu. You're like, okay, what's gonna happen next? You want that kind of feeling, and now she has a place where she belongs.
Yeah.
And in real life, isn't that what we're all looking for?
If you watched our, and I hope you do, if you've watched our series on Boba Fett,
Yes.
he was looking for his tribe.
Yes, he was.
And you know
Good
what?
catch,
I'm just going to
Tom.
confess, this is confession time. My wife and I, we're looking for our tribe
Yeah.
too. And we feel that a lot of you that have
Yes.
subscribed are part of our tribe, part of
Yeah.
our Marvelhead family.
Yes, yes. And you are. And that's why we were like, hey, you guys, watch it, enjoy it with us,
Yep,
and
please.
let's sit around the table. And I know you guys are wondering sometimes, why are they always around that table?
Mm-hmm.
Because I like to sit around the table and have conversations.
Yeah. When we were growing up, I'll tell a quick story of my life. When we were growing up, that's what my mom and dad and sister and we did a lot of times. We were just sitting around the kitchen table or the dining room table, and we were talking about our lives, about what's going on, or all that. And Kathy may have been the same way. I don't know, but
Well, it wasn't like that way in my family. But when you and I became a family, when you and I became a tribe, and you remember when Tom and I used to be foster parents, and that's something that I always did with our children, our foster children that were entrusted in our care, was every day when they came home from school.
Yeah.
During that time, Tom was working the night shift, and I was working the day shift and going to school.
right,
But I wanted to make sure the kids had that time with us.
right, exactly,
You know, I didn't have it during my lifetime,
right,
but I wanted to establish that for the kids that we had, that we sat down and we had that time. So the time that, and as you notice, Tom's sitting at the table right
Yeah.
now. This is our dining room, our dining area off of our kitchen.
yeah. And this is one of my favorite rooms in the house. I think I tell her this every day. You know, like when we're, especially when the sun's beaming in. You can see the window back behind me there. When the sun beams in there, it's just such a restful place and a respite for just communing with each other.
Yes.
So,
And her having her tribe
Right.
and finding her tribe
yeah.
is a part of an everyday story. And like I told you guys before, even though we know Star Wars isn't real,
Right. Right.
right? But the stories they reflect and they're telling are, it could be anyone's story. This is just told in a way
Yeah.
and in a place that's not real. But the emotions that the characters are going through
Right.
are real.
Exactly.
The feelings that we have for these characters are real, because we see ourselves, I'm sorry you guys, in our situations in those characters.
We do. We do.
And that's why we enjoy it so much, and why I was so upset, and I felt like, well, this is just going off the rails.
Yeah, we
you
weren't
know?
sure. You know what? Before we watched 4, we were like, "Oh, what's gonna happen? Is it
know,
gonna keep
goodness,
crashing
please.
or
Yeah,
whatever?"
burning.
Thank you, Dave and John, for not doing that.
Yeah, because I was like, ugh, look, I'll be honest with you. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep watching this, because it stinks.
But I think we will. I think we will for right
oh,
now.
yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean before.
Yeah, exactly.
I was
exactly.
like, this stinks to high heaven. But let's move on. So,
Okay, so we're in 5 now,
Mhm.
and we're just going to cover 4 and 5 today. Like we said, Carl Weathers, of
Oh,
course,
yes,
Apollo Creed from
yes.
Rocky fame, as you know.
Right.
And I told my wife the other day when we watched this episode, I'm like, he looks younger and younger to me every day. I think he could still be Apollo Creed, but
Yes.
anyway, that's another story. So he's on Navarro,
right.
and he's the prefect, I guess we'll call him.
Yes, yes.
And guess what happens? Pirates
Yeah, the pirates.
show up, and he calls to the Alliance, you know, the New Republic, as they call it, the Alliance, for help. And there's a new character they've introduced a little bit. His name is Captain Carson Teva, and he's played by Paul's son, Young Lee, and he's going to try to help these guys. He's like, hey, I want to try to help. Navarro, get rid of these pirates. So he's like, well, what am I going to do? Well, you know what? I'm going to the Alliance because the Alliance loves everybody, right? Well, maybe not. Anyway, long story short, he goes all the way to headquarters, and he says, hey, we need help Navarro. And one of these little, snippy backstabbing folks, girl is like, oh, well, they're not part of the Alliance, and the prefect or the commander over there is like, well, sorry, we can't help you.
Right. It's that same girl that was at the other place,
right.
Which I don't know. I know that there's always going to be good and evil and stuff, and that's fine. I just feel like that well, at the end of this episode, I'll just say they reeled it in to where I understand where the evil's going to come from. I'm not going to say because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I understand what they're doing with those other people because they're setting up some things to happen. That's all I'll say.
Exactly. So anyway, long story short, the Alliance kind of snubs this guy, this Captain Teva. And he's like, where am I going? Let's go to the Mandalorian, right? So he heads over to the Mandalorian command post where they're training and says, look, man, we got to help these guys. So what do? They head off. And go to help get rid of the pirates. So
because the Mandalorian had told them, how he'd help them.
Yeah.
And how he offered them some land. Cal offered him some land so he and baby Grogu could, have a life and wouldn't have to be traveling so much. And, the Mandalorians were like, you know what, that sounds like a sweet deal.
Yeah.
I wonder, maybe this is the time for us to have our own place, to do our own thing. Mm-hmm. And guess what, you guys? Here's a total spoiler. You know what I'm going to talk about, right, Tom? I'll let you talk about it. The total spoiler is... And Tom's like, what? What am I saying? I'm whispering because I'll let him say it, So he's looking at me.
What, you mean when Bo-Katan takes off her helmet?
Yes. Oh my gosh, people. Oh my gosh. That's the big spoiler.
Oh, why was that a big spoiler? I'm sorry.
Because no one knew that she was going to she spent all that time having it on.
Right.
So when she told us, remember when she told her to take off the hat, I was like, say what? Did she just say take off that hat?
Well, that's true. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Okay.
That's a huge spoiler.
I didn't think. Maybe I disagree. Maybe I disagreed with the spoiler thing. No, that's fine. I'll let you.
No,
Go
ahead.
Anyway,
what do you disagree with?
Oh no, I disagree that was kind of a spoiler, but okay, I like it. But anyway, as you know, we don't always all agree on everything.
Don't have to. Why? But tell me, why would you think that's a huge spoiler? After her having to keep that hat on all that time, I don't know what I'm saying, you guys, but her keeping on the helmet.
Yeah.
Because
maybe a huge surprise.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say huge surprise, but
because
in any
she
event,
was actually doing it. That's what I'm saying. She was just getting used to their way.
Right.
So you could tell when she took it off, she was surprised. She was like, "What?"
So in 2 episodes, Bo-Katan basically helped save the day again. And what was so fun was these Mandalorians coming out of the sky. They're coming out of these jetpacks and stuff. They're coming out of the sky to take care of these pirates and stuff. And they're fighting on the land. They're fighting in the air. Mm-hmm. And of course, they reigned victorious. Yeah,
they won.
Yeah, they won.
Because of Bo-Katan and Bo-Katan.
You know what I'm saying? Bo-Katan.
Yeah, Bo-Katan and just all of them banding together. And then the what is her name? The girl that's doing the armor. She was like, listen, we
2 times in 2 episodes?
Yeah, she was like, we could be fearless.
Yeah.
We need for you to walk the new way. And we was like, what? This is the
now
way.
that's a spoiler. Right there.
Yeah. But listen, you guys, we're not going to go into anything else, but we know that it's on the right track, and I'm feeling good about it.
I am feeling very good about it. And if you have not watched it after this episode, after this video you're watching now, stop, go back and watch episodes 1 through 5.
Right.
And the next time you see us, we'll be catching you up with episodes 6, 7, and 8, which is the end of the series. So please do. And like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, and follow us along.
If you don't already know, my name is Cathy.
My name is Tom.
And we are the Marvelous Donohues, and we will see you next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.